Imagine a crisp autumn day in Chicago, 1982. The leaves are turning, kids are in school, and life feels completely normal. But beneath this ordinary surface, a silent terror is about to unfold. A terror that would not only claim innocent lives, but would also change the way we trust the products we bring into our homes forever. It all started with a simple headache and a seemingly harmless bottle of Tylenol. It was September 29th. A 12-year-old girl named Mary Kellerman woke up with a cold. Her parents gave her an extra-strength Tylenol capsule, a trusted remedy in millions of American households. Within hours, Mary collapsed and died. That same day, a postal worker named Adam Janus also took Tylenol for a minor ache. He died suddenly. In their grief, his family gathered. His brother, Stanley, and sister-in-law, Teresa, experiencing headaches from the stress, took Tylenol from the very same bottle. Soon, they were gone too. In just a few days, 7 people in the Chicago metropolitan area were dead. The victims were different ages, from different walks of life, with no apparent connection. The only common thread was that each one had taken extra-strength Tylenol shortly before their death. As medical examiners scratched their heads, a pair of sharp-eyed firefighters noticed the link and raised the alarm. The mystery wasn't a strange new disease, it was poison. Panic gripped the nation. Tylenol, a brand that represented safety and relief, had become a symbol of fear. Mayor Jane Byrne issued a citywide warning, and the public announcement blared from every television and radio. Do not take Tylenol. People rushed to their medicine cabinets, dumping bottles into the trash. Police cars with loudspeakers drove through neighborhoods, repeating the urgent message. Stores pulled every last bottle from their shelves, leaving gaping holes where the familiar red and white boxes used to be. The country held its breath, wondering which bottle might be next. Investigators quickly discovered the horrifying truth. Someone had tampered with the bottles. They had opened the capsules, replaced the acetaminophen powder with deadly potassium cyanide, and then carefully placed the contaminated capsules back on store shelves, waiting for an unsuspecting victim. Cyanide is a brutally fast-acting poison. It suffocates the body's cells, causing death within minutes. The killer had turned a common medicine into an invisible weapon. The crime was random, anonymous, and utterly terrifying. It was a new kind of evil, one that attacked the very fabric of public trust. The investigation that followed was one of the largest in American history. Thousands of law enforcement officers were mobilized. Johnson & Johnson, the maker of Tylenol, immediately initiated a nationwide recall of 31 million bottles, an unprecedented move that cost the company over $100 million. They offered a massive reward for information leading to the killer's capture. Investigators tested over 1 million capsules, but the tamperer was like a ghost. There were no fingerprints, no witnesses, no discernible motive. The killer had simply walked into several different stores, planted the poison, and vanished without a trace. As the police hunted for the killer, the incident forced a revolution in product safety. Before 1982, a bottle of pills was just a bottle of pills. You twisted off the cap, and that was it. The Tylenol murders exposed a terrifying vulnerability. In response, the industry and the FDA worked together to create the tamper-resistant packaging we see today. The foil seals under the cap, the plastic bands around the neck of the bottle, the glued-shut boxes, all of these now standard features are a direct legacy of this tragedy. It was a change born from fear, designed to create a barrier between us and the unseen threats that might be lurking on a store shelf. Amid the nationwide manhunt, a strange letter arrived at Johnson & Johnson's headquarters. The author demanded $1 million to stop the killing. The man behind the extortion letter was James Lewis. He was tracked down and arrested, but while he was convicted for extortion and served over a decade in prison, authorities could never definitively link him to the actual poisonings. Louis always maintained his innocence regarding the murders, claiming he only wanted to exploit the crisis. He provided detailed diagrams of how the tampering could have been done, but insisted it was all hypothetical. With no direct evidence, the main suspect walked free after his prison term for extortion. For over 40 years, the Tylenol murders case has remained officially unsolved. Many other suspects were investigated over the decades, but no one has ever been charged with the crimes. The faceless killer who terrorized a nation has never been brought to justice. They could be anyone, anywhere. It's a chilling thought that the person responsible for changing the way we live and trust simply melted back into society, never to be found. The case remains a dark chapter in American history, a haunting reminder of a time when a trip to the pharmacy could be a deadly gamble. The legacy of the Tylenol murders is twofold. On one hand, it's a story of corporate responsibility and innovation. Johnson & Johnson's swift and transparent response is still taught in business schools as the gold standard for crisis management. The development of tamper-proof packaging has undoubtedly saved countless lives from copycat crimes and accidental contamination. But on the other hand, it's a story about a profound loss of innocence. The world became a little scarier in 1982. We learned that evil can be found in the most mundane places, and that trust, once broken, is incredibly hard to repair. The ghost of the Tylenol killer still lingers, a silent reminder that the things we rely on for comfort and healing can, in the wrong hands, become instruments of terror. Thank you so much for watching. This case is a sobering piece of our history, and it's important to remember the victims and the lessons learned. What are your thoughts on this unsolved mystery? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this story compelling, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the events that shaped our world. Stay safe out there.